Today on the channel, we go to the land of the Dungeons and the Dragons for the brand new NECA Grimsword.
The spirit of the warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another NECA unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we've got something I know absolutely nothing about. We've got Grimsword from the Dungeons and Dragons line. But for all your Dungeons and Dragons needs and a whole lot more, make sure you're hitting up Entertainment Earth. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. Of course, anything over $39 does ship free. And the Dungeons and Dragons NECA figures hitting toy stores, hitting online retailers, and of course hitting the Targets and probably Walmarts of the world as well as you're watching this video, or depending when you're watching it, I guess. But this one did hit my local comic book shop. I did finally grab this after 2 weeks of looking back and forth, and you guys have seen in my toy hunt videos, we've shown this, we've shown the new Dungeons and Dragons Hasbro figures. I know absolutely nothing about Dungeons and Dragons. The only thing I know was going to the comic shop, getting my comics action figures back in the day, the good old days. There was always that room off to the side where they'd have people playing Dungeons and Dragons. And another thing I don't know anything about, Magic the Gathering. I don't know, board games, things like that, I never got into for whatever reason. Nothing against those that do, but I know nothing from Dungeons and Dragons at all. Know absolutely zero about them, so it kind of is what it is. But I do know a cool figure when I see one, and I kept looking at this like, man, I don't know what this is, but it looks really cool. I could put this with Mythic Legions, I could put this with Masters of the Universe, who knows, but a cool figure is a cool figure at the end of the day. And I finally said, you know what, I'm pulling the trigger, I'm going to see what all the fuss is about, and that's exactly what we're going to do in this video here today. And we're going to do this video like we do all the other videos on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging, we're going to talk about it, we're going to unbox it, we're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. So without further ado, let's look at Grimsword. Hopefully I'm saying his name right. Would hate to offend him, of course. But we do got very interesting packaging, very cool, kind of blood-like Dungeons and Dragons. I just assume it's about Dungeons and Dragons and the people that go around it. I imagine that's how the game plays. It's probably like Fireball Island, the greatest game of all time, but a little bit different. That's the only thing I can imagine here. But it does look really cool. There's no denying this cool artwork. Very awesome. Looks really, really cool. I love up here it says evil action figures. So right off the bat, for people like me that don't know, you know this guy is evil at the end of the day. Got the big full moon back there. Just very, very cool. And it is an ultimate action figure. Get a spot on the side right there. On the other side, Dungeons and Dragons Grimsword sword right there. Then we get a little write-up. That should help me out a little bit. And then we get some glamour shots as well. Let's see what it says on the back about this guy. Let's get down to business here. Grimsword Evil Knight is a mighty warrior and fierce fighter. He hopes to rule the land someday after he defeats all his enemies in combat. Grimsword has many evil friends fighting by his side, but he cannot be trusted. He will betray or fight anyone in order to gain power. Includes sword, snake mace, snake shield, interchangeable hands. Well, they did say 2023 was the year of the Snake Men in the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, so I guess we're crossing over into other lines as well. I don't know, that's the only thing I can think of. But I also forgot, of course, in true NECA fashion, you do get the Velcro action. Velcro and magnets sweeping the nation, as we do know. Nice glamour shot, and then the big picture or big plastic prison of the figure there, as usual with NECA. Always do like that. We always like the NECA packaging. Let's pull them out. There it is. We're going off to the, see you later, off to the side there. Grimsword, see you later. And then we do get all kinds of stuff going on in the plastic prison. Look at that. Big, heavy figure. He's got some weight to him, that is for sure. And he's also got a lot of twist ties. Everybody loves twist ties in their action figures for sure. Maybe not, but we're going to bust it out. There it is. Whoa. See you later up high. Interesting. Okay. I'm going to try to get him out of this packaging here. Try to figure out the best way. We got the one around there. We get one off to the arm. There it is. How about this one? There's that one as well. And I'm going to be ready to play Dungeons and Dragons after this is all said and done. I think it's time. It's time for me to figure out how to play the game. I know some people have said check out the cartoon. I don't know. Just I don't know anything about it, and I guess that's on me. See you later. Goodbye. It's on me not trying to learn what it's all about, trying to figure out what all the fuss is about. But, you know, there's only so much time in the day, and you try to, see you later, devote it to things you really do like and you want more of. And I guess Dungeons and Dragons, I must just have been an age that just missed it. I just missed all the hubbub about the Dungeons and Dragons. See you later, goodbye. I know all about twist ties, though. There's many going on right here. We got Grimsword out of the package. Let's look at all of his accessories first. And I guess we're going to start it off here with hands, as usual. We always start with the hands. He's got a lot going on. He's got 2 big open hands on him. We do get 2 different come hither hands, so you don't want that. You don't want him saying come here, because he's probably going to chop your head off. We got those 2 right there. Fists, oh yeah, we got 2 fists of fury, and then we got 2 gripping hands with him. Very knight-like, of course, a bit of a dark knight here, but he's got kind of chainmail kind of armor going on. He's got it on the body. He's kind of got protection on his hands, too. That's what you got to have if you're a knight at the end of the day. He does got a big old snake-type shield, very interesting. I don't know if it's very practical, but he likes to be ornate. He likes to do his killing and his dungeoning and dragoning style, apparently, here. But a nice snake on the front. You got a little snake tongue going on, snake red eyes, the green, the gold. Looks really good, got a dark wash, and it's got some weight to it. This is a heavy, heavy shield, very cool. Then you got the old snake mace. I guess we'll call this the snake mace. Fling this thing around, looking really good. I like that it has the real chain. I like it's got the ball on the bottom. You got the snake with the tongue sticking out. Very evil, very menacing, of course. You got the gold down here at the bottom. Got a little bit of a bendy wire to it. Not a bendy wire, but it's got some bend to it. But does look really good. This is quite the medieval weapon. Something really cool right there. And then, of course, any big knight, he's got to have a big sword of killing people, chopping heads off, stabbing people, whatever he needs to do. Very ornate, got the blade, of course, different edges, and very sharp on the edge right there. You got 2 sharp prongs on the side, of course, down to the gold handle, the red and black attack throughout. Looks really nice. I'm here for that. So far, batting 1,000, even if I don't know anything about the character, but boy, the figure is cool. And I love the knight aspect on this. The chainmail all over it with the kind of feel. It feels exactly like it looks. Got the nice silver to it. You got the snake wrapping around his body. Not sure if that's supposed to be a real snake or a part of his outfit. Maybe it's a real snake. I don't know. But he's apparently ready to battle here. And he's got quite the shoulder pad up here on one side. Nothing on the other side. Got some spikes on his helmet. Oh, these turn, actually. So I'm not sure which way they're supposed to go. Maybe it varies, I guess, because it does turn, but you can turn those on the side. He even has a little mohawk action going on there, like a young member of Legion of Doom. Got a very Mad Max, Road Warriors, even Mythic Legion style helmet. Definitely a Dark Knight here is what we got. He's got the big shoulder pad up here on one side, not on the other, like we said. On his bicep here around there, he's got an elbow pad, and it's got a nice sharp spike in red, dark wash throughout on it. Looking really nice. He's got one on the other side that does match. I missed the tail here on this snake, so I think this is probably a real snake. I don't think it's just part of his design, but somebody can chime in. Of course, he's got his protection around his groin like you should have. You don't want a sword to the groin. Nobody wants that. He does got knee pads that match his elbow pads. Very softer rubber on the knee pads on these. And it's interesting, he's got one snake in the design of this. Very interesting. He's got his shin pads here, like he's going to play catch for the Oakland A's possibly. And then you do got the big old boots there with the armor on them as well. Chainmail throughout, mixed in. It just really does catch your eye. The silver really is nice. And this one feels really good, especially the leg movements here. Going through articulation really quick. The arms do go all the way around. You do got single jointed elbows. You get the side to side on the elbows. Hands back and forth, side to side. Of course, hands removable on this one. Head back and forth. No real limitations on the head. A lot of movement on this head. Kind of crazy to expect that with even that big shoulder guard just out of the way enough. Then the big spikes on the side. Very, very much a lot of movement there. I forgot to mention the bicep cut. Of course, waist articulation. You can do the big old splits. If he needs to get on a horse or something, he can definitely do that. You do got the hips that go around like we're used to with NECA. You do get single jointed knees. And then you get ankles back and forth, side to side. So some good articulation on him right here. Definitely mean, definitely menacing. Does he fit on a ringside collectible stand? Make sure you use the Mattel stands, as I always do say. And what do you know? He fits like a glove on the Mattel stand if you need a little extra protection for him. And who are we fooling? We always need extra protection. But he does fit in there really good. But man, Feels good, got a heavy feel to it, and much like the Alf figure we unboxed recently, this doesn't feel fragile. Like a lot of times you get NECA stuff and it doesn't feel like you can really move it around. You got to be a little bit more inside your brain, so you got to be a little more careful with this. I don't get that feeling on this, so I don't know if NECA has a new supplier, they've changed something, or it's just luck of the draw. I'm not exactly sure, but this feels really good. Doesn't feel like it's going to break or snap. Not that they normally do, but I think you know what I mean here. So I really do like that aspect of this. But definitely a dark, dark dude. Of course, I've got the War Duke. I'm going to unbox him too, so check out that review when that does come. Comparing him to some other crazy stuff that I grabbed, how about Storm Collectibles? This one I think looks really, really good. Of course, it's the bloody version of Kintaro right here, so you can kind of see that scaling there. Actually, you could have him in your Mortal Kombat Fig Fed if you really needed to. Of course, He-Man in the Masters Universe, he kind of looks like something He-Man might take on the trips around Eternia, possibly. Who knows? He could be a one-off villain in one of those Filmation episodes that we got every once in a while. You'd have a one-off guy that would come strolling through town. And then a big one, of course, we talked about Mythic Legions. This big old Berserker here, this is what I call him, the Berserker. He reminds me of Zakk Wylde is what it reminds me of. But from the Mythic Legions, the half-giant, you could see him squaring off against Mythic Legions too. So this guy, hey, you're all into Dungeons & Dragons, he's here for you. You want to mix him with some of these other lines, he's here for you there, and that's exactly where I'm going here. I wanted to see what all the fuss was about here. And at one time, you know, you see these things out on the pegs, you might not collect a line, but it just catches your eye. That's where I was here with Grimsword today. But where are you with Grimsword? Do you all love your Dungeons & Dragons? Do you know all about Dungeons & Dragons? You're all in on this one? Let me know in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. You might as well like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell. We got videos every single day and then some. And we got even more content, including early access to videos like this over on the Patreon channel. Of course, a lot of other stuff over there, and it is truly your best way to support this very YouTube channel. You can also support the channel ProWrestlingTees.com, pick up t-shirts, and don't forget to hit me up and follow along on social media, SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for Grimsword and Dungeons & Dragons everywhere, I am Kyle. See you guys all real soon.